Designated Survivor is a brand new TV series on ABC. It's created by Mark Guggenheim. It stars Kiefer Sutherland, Maggie Q, Natasha can't remember her last name. To be honest, I can't remember a lot of the other characters. Oh wait, Kal Penn. Kal Penn is in this as well. I am a huge Kiefer Sutherland fan. Obviously, anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge 24 fan. I love his character of Jack Bauer, and that's the character that I've associated Kiefer most with. This is going to be a non-spoiler pilot episode review. If you have not seen Designated Survivor, I suggest you DVR it, or you look for it on demand or whatever. So Designated Survivor, if you didn't know the premise of the show, Designated Survivor is basically about a guy played by Kiefer Sutherland. He's like the Secretary of Housing Reform or something like that. A Designated Survivor is somebody that is put to the side and chosen to be the next in the line of succession if anything were to happen to the president and his other cabinet members. And one night, while Kiefer Sutherland is just chilling, during the State of the Union, boom, there is some kind of mysterious terrorist attack that not only wipes out the president, but wipes out his entire line of succession. So Kiefer Sutherland becomes the next president. He immediately gets sworn into office and all of a sudden has all these other problems to deal with. Let me touch on Kiefer Sutherland. The dude is a really, really good actor. What I love about his performance in this episode specifically, is that he feels so different from other characters that he's played before, where he's been a badass, or he's been like this hardcore, rough, tough, irritant dude. He's like Rambo if Rambo were civilized, right? He's not in this show. Like he actually has a different personality. Like the dude is cracking jokes in the beginning of this episode. He seems like he's laid back. And when all this shit is going down, when he becomes the president, and when all this crazy situations start popping up, you can really feel through several moments throughout the episode that this stuff is weighing on him, that this stuff is a burden to him, and that it actually is a little bit overwhelming at times. I had to put myself in his shoes. I'm like, look, if I all of a sudden out of nowhere became the president of the United States and responsible for all of these things, yeah, I feel pretty overwhelmed too. And Kiefer Sutherland did a great job of portraying that. There were several moments throughout this episode where he is very unsure of himself, where he's struggling with confidence and he has doubts and stuff like that. But he also realizes that there's no one else and that he has to do this job and he has to become the president. That's pretty good. Maggie Q, she plays an FBI agent. What I love about this pilot is that they tease things to come, but they don't actually hit the ground running. They don't actually reveal everything. She might have a personal connection to the terrorist attack in terms of someone that she cares about, but they don't even reveal that. They just show her investigating the bomb and finding out how this happened and who's responsible and all that shit. Maggie Q is good as always. Natasha I can't remember her last name. She was pretty good too. She and Kiefer have good chemistry, and she seems like she's going to be a strong first lady going forward in this season, helping Kiefer navigate through all of this Washington, D.C. political BS, About the pilot episode, it's very fast paced. It gets you from point A to point B to point C to point D, and you're never bored along the way. When I see a pilot for a show that I have never seen before, I usually have three rules. 3 rules that indicate whether or not it's going to be a show worth investing time in. Number 1, establish the tone of the series. Establish the tone and make it so that I know exactly what I'm going to be getting with this show. Make it an action drama. If it's going to be a suspense thriller, make it a suspense thriller. I feel like this show did a great job of establishing right off the bat, this is going to be a balls to the wall, political, suspenseful thriller. Another thing is introduce us to and get us invested in the character. I shouldn't say investing because it takes time to get invested, but at least get us interested in the characters, at least give us a reason to look forward to seeing them. Kal Penn also, gotta give shout outs to him. He's like this speech advisor for the president who has his doubts about Kiefer Sutherland and the job that he can do. So he's gonna be an asset for Tom Kirkman, aka Kiefer Sutherland, going forward for sure. Another thing that you have to do is you have to give me a reason to be excited for next week. Give me a reason to be excited and interested to watch the show next week. Mission accomplished. I mean, they left off with enough threads that you can pick up where you're like, okay, how is this going to work out? How is this going to do this? How is this going to turn out? And you realize that Kiefer Sutherland just really stepped into a hornet's nest because Tom has all of these new issues and problems that he has to deal with now as all of a sudden he's the president. And it's almost like snakes in the grass, like everybody's coming at him from a different angle and he has a whole bunch of different stuff to worry about. In the end, guys, Designated Survivor did everything that I wanted this pilot to do. It was suspenseful. It was fast paced. It was well acted. It was well written. It does so much in terms of laying the seeds for what's to come. I'm going to say I'm definitely going to watch this. I'm not going to give it a rating or anything. It's only the pilot, and I'm only going to be reviewing the pilot because I don't want my channel to be oversaturated with that, because if I review every episode of this, then I have to review every episode of The Flash and Arrow and so on and so forth. And, you know, I feel like I should review big level events or finales or pilots, and that's what I did. Guys, if you haven't seen Designated Survivor, check it out. It should be on demand. It comes on ABC's Wednesdays at 10. Definitely a new show that I'm very interested in watching. Thank you for watching my review of Designated Survivor. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.
Yesterday I was asked to resign. Now I'm trying to put the entire U.S. government back together.
I'm giving you an enemy we can kill.
You think I don't want to strike back?
I need to know exactly who did this.
It's not what you think.
I think my teenage son is dealing drugs.
If we don't play dirty, we don't stand a chance.
I never thought I'd be in a position to decide who lives or dies.